I mean, at this point, good morning. But it's not a good morning for me because I didn't sleep yet. It's 5:36 a.m. It's a long night for me, you know? Like 5, 6 hours ago, I was sneaking into this building, the classroom that I'm in. I actually didn't sneak in. I just walked in while the building was open, but just overstayed until everyone left. The cleaning ladies left at like 11. And what I was doing is I was just exploring the building, seeing the best room so I can camp at, and hoping that I would not get caught. And the cleaning lady opened the door, looked at me, saw this fucking setup, saw me listening to music on the Spotify with the surround sound speaker system with the teaching desk in the middle, just looked at me and laughed. And I was like, can I? And she was like, yeah. So I got this setup, this sick fucking setup. And this room is good because like, you know, it's like they remodeled it. These chairs are like cool, small, and they like move around. It's nice, I like this room. And I've been here for a minute. And it's good. It's good to try new things, you know? Some people would be afraid to like come on campus, sneak into a random room. And yeah, maybe I'm afraid too. But that's what I like doing. I like overcoming my fears. And man, I have one of the biggest fears of public speaking. But I don't let it hold me back. I remember, you know, I was running for the pledge master position a year ago. And it was so important for me because I knew I just wanted to get out of my comfort zone. And that position requires you to speak for 2 hours every single week. You are the leader of the pledges. You host these meetings, and so election day was coming up. I was preparing hard for this speech, just rehearsing. I'm a big control guy. I gotta know what I'm gonna say. I don't really like going with the flow, or I didn't like in the past. And so I knew what I wanted to say exactly. You know, I was on point, I was rehearsing good. And yeah, I was on point till the day of elections. I was in that meeting room, I was stressing, my mind was blank. I didn't know what I was gonna say, you know? But I was like, okay, Attila, it's time to find a solution. So before my speech came, I just asked to be outside for 5 minutes. I leave the meeting room and I just rehearse my speech one final time in my head. You know, I just say it. And the speech that I set out outside, that was not even remotely close to what I've been rehearsing. I blanked, I was afraid, and I was just losing it. And I'm like, you know what? I want to get that fucking position. So what can we do? And then I was like, what if you get really angry? Maybe that will work. So I remember just hitting my chest, just fucking grunting, and just putting myself in that mood. And I was so fucking pissed. I walked into that room, I put my sleeves back, and I was basically just yelling to the audience. I mean, that was stupid as fuck, but I got the position and it worked. But it worked so good where even after I got the position, I was just like fucking, Hitler after his speeches, he was like, he has all those drugs in the system, just pacing backwards and forth. I felt like that. I was just like fucking mad as fuck. It worked so good, but that's when I realized that, okay, I have some work to do. Not only in speech-wise, but like emotionally. And so I had this month before before I had to do work for my pledge master position. I had this 1 month break. I didn't go back to my hometown Turkey. I was like, I'm gonna develop myself. So I look online, public speaking groups, how to get better at public speaking. And there's this a nonprofit organization called Toastmasters. You know, it's all around the US and especially in LA there's a bunch. So I looked at the best club and it was in this yacht club in fucking Marina Del Rey. And it's an hour drive every week. I went down there and I was expecting to see like young G's that wanted to like, you know, be more expressive, that wanted to overcome some fear, but what I met was just like old dudes that just wanted a sense of community. But then I was like, you know what? This is a perfect battleground for me to just like grow. And I went through my shaky phase during that time. During the time I was with old people at Toastmasters. But still, I wouldn't give myself a break. Like, I remember on the car rides back, I would always be pissed. Being like, Attila, you fucked up, bro. These old people think you're a weirdo. But then, I was like, I gotta up my game. I started adding meditation. I started adding meditation after. So I started staying with those feelings. Processing them instead of running away from it. I would feel terrible afterwards. But instead of just fucking fighting with it and hurting myself, I'm like, okay, I did the best that I can in that moment. And I'm feeling this right now. So instead of arguing, I'm just gonna feel this feeling and see what's up. So when I did that, these emotions, you know, I was processing them. And I felt warmness afterwards. Then I realized the next time I speak, I was less fearful. So I started loving this process. I started looking forward to me speaking. I would be afraid, I would be shaky, I would give a weird ass speech in front of old people, and then I would stay with that terrible feeling, then feel good about myself. Then I did it and repeat. And that really grew my skills, you know. I'm able to just give a good public speech. I'm at this point where I can just stand in front in the audience and just sit in that silence before I speak. I can give these long pauses, and it's fun now. It used to be terrifying. So I meditate during and after these like uncomfortable events, and I'll also do it in my free time. And you know, I'm at this point where I can be aware of my fear and not fall victim to it while I'm giving speeches. And I can maybe have a rough start, but then through the middle of it, open up. And it was a game changer for me. And there's only one way up from here. Or there's only one way, and that's up. So that's what I got for you. Bye.